My name's Mike Lyons, and if you check out what the map on one of the tables up the back of the room there and look for the Bedanga wind farm, you'll see the bottom or the southern side of that Bedanga wind farm forms the northern boundary of my farm, which is about 1,800 hectares. I'm not an acoustician, I'm a farmer, I'm not an economic guru, and I'm certainly not a person who can tell you all the pros and cons of all the technical side, but I'm a farmer. But what I can tell you about is the human cost of living next to a wind farm. Now, our community used to be a pretty tight-knit community. We had what we would call district drinks. We still have it, actually. We have district drinks where all the different farms from a large area would come together once a month, and we'd take it in turns of hosting the drinks and supplying nibbles and stuff like that, and we'd all come together. It was just a way of catching up with each other, because we don't see very many people out where we are, so we'd come together, and that's pretty much been shattered as far as everyone showing up. I'm pretty choosy now as to whose drinks I will go and attend. We are pretty choosy about who we talk to, about the wind farm, the neighbours who I grew up with, or nearly all my neighbours I grew up with, some of them we don't talk to very much at all. The biggest issues that we have are sleep and noise, and I'm going to try your idea of putting a doona up on the window and the doors. I think I haven't had a good night's sleep for such a long time, I can't remember when it was. However, when I came to Sydney last night and slept in a strange bed with a strange pillow, and I'm sure you've all done that, you generally don't sleep very well. I tell you what, I had a great night's sleep. It was the best night's sleep. I think I got 8 hours sleep straight through, and I haven't done that for so long, I can't remember. And it was since they turned on the wind turbines. My wife can tell you when they turn the wind turbines on. Our house vibrates, where it's a double brick home, so that makes it even worse. And as I said, I'm not an acoustician, so I'm not going to go into the low frequency sound and infrasound, which is what actually gets us. But she can tell you when they turn the wind turbines on, and I'm reasonably deaf, so I don't hear them quite so much. But and she can detect them. My 2 adult children, which work on the farm as well, they can tell you when the turbines are on, and occasionally when the wind's in the right direction. As deaf as what I am, and let me tell you, I am quite deaf. Without these hearing aids, I wouldn't be able to hear anything that's going on. When the wind's in the right direction, I'll actually say to the kids, "What the hell's that noise?" And they go, "Oh, that's the turbines." And I said, "Can you hear that all the time?" They go, "Yeah, we hear it all the time." And it's like, I guess if I could put it in really simplistic terms, if you sat in your living room, turned the TV on to watch TV, and then put a vacuum cleaner on right beside you, under the right conditions, that's exactly what you are experiencing. It is that noise, that layout. It's just like a jet engine. Again, other conditions you don't hear it quite so much. But my son, who has a young family, we had another farm that also was on the southern side of that farm. We sold it not that long ago, and he told me the other day that since they moved further away, and I guess they're probably an extra 10 k's further away from where they were, he said he's had the best night's sleep ever since he moved. He sleeps really, really well. He's got young kids, so I don't believe him. You know, it's like he's got a kid that's not even 12 months old. So I guess it's all relative as to what you get in a good night's sleep when you've got a young family. But the other thing is production on the farm. I think. And again, it's highly unscientific experiment that I did this year, is that we sort of had 2 groups of cattle. One lot of cattle were closer to the wind turbines, probably about a kilometre and a half away. The other lot were 3 or 4 kilometres away. And when we put the bulls with them as we do every year, it was quite interesting that when we came in, brought the cattle in to preg test them, we kept them separate. And I said, this is a highly unscientific, so you take it as you will. When we preg-tested them, the cattle that were further away, and there was 80 cows in that group, the cattle that were further away, we got 7 dry cows out of that 80. Now, that's pretty good. I was quite chuffed to get that. I thought, okay, that's pretty good. Even the vet who did it said the same thing. We had 30 cows that were closer together, and we got 7 dry cows out of them. The only difference they were in similar pastures. They were just on one side of the road, further away. They were in the same sort of condition. And in theory, from a farming point of view, the results should have been the same or very similar. But we've got 80 cows with 5 and 30 cows with 7. So, as I said, it's unscientific, but it's something that I've suspected for a while. And this year I decided to do something about it. So that's what we did, and that were the results. Take it as you wish. And the aspect of, I guess it's an emotional one, is that when it comes time, when they turned the turbines on, it was a case of, we'd fought these things for years. I'm going back 16 years when we first heard a rumour about it. We were denied any existence of them by the involved landowners. They denied any knowledge of it. And we asked them straight to their face, are you going to have wind turbines? Is this true? And they said, no, don't know anything about it. And then they got to the point where it was, but it probably won't go ahead. And we were like babes in the woods. We knew nothing whatsoever about this. And the EA came out, and we found out about the project by reading about it in the newspaper. Our neighbours didn't even have the courtesy to come to us and go, listen, we're going to have wind turbines. Just thought I'd do you the courtesy to let you know. And at the time, I would have said, okay, yeah, right, fair enough, yeah. I mean, green energy supposedly and all that sort of stuff. Like I said, we were babes in the woods. But as time went on and we educated ourselves about them, and the EA came out, that was about 800 pages, and they, I guess they wrote their own rules. But there was a group of us that put together over 1,000 pages of reasons why the turbine should not go ahead, why this project should not go ahead. There was over 1,000 pages, and it was all voluntary. We had experts in the area of acoustics and stuff like that because, we're farmers. That's all we were. We were a group of farmers. That's not quite. We weren't all farmers, but just ordinary people, just like you people are here. We came back with over 1,000 pages, and we were basically ignored. And the project still went ahead as, I guess, the rest is history. But from an emotional point of view, we were we were very, very flat. But there's a few of us that said to us, look, you can either let it eat you up and it will probably destroy you, or you can just move on. And that's what we did. I've made a conscious decision where I just move on, and it's one day at a time, and each day gets a bit easier. But that's the emotional and the human cost of living next to wind turbines. Thank you.